Hi everybody, it's A here again, and today we're going to be watching a video about Walmart, the role that they play in the 2030 agenda and overall the New World Order. So we're going to see clips from the past rumors of FEMA concentration camps being built out of Walmarts. We're going to see the role that Walmart's been playing in this new coronavirus outbreak. And we're also going to see the connections that they have with the federal government. So it's going to be a great video. Keep watching and you will not regret it. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tony. If I could, some of these folks we know, they're celebrities in their own right. They're the biggest business people, the greatest retailers anywhere in the world, and one of them is Doug McMillon from Walmart. And I'd like to have Doug, if you would, say a few words, wherever you may be. Good, Doug, please.
When we got the call yesterday from the White House, we were eager to do our part to help serve the country. And given what we're facing, that's certainly important to do. We should all be doing that. So we've been asked to make portions of our parking lot available in select locations in the beginning and scaling over time as supply increases so that people can experience the drive-through experience that the President described. We'll stay involved and do everything we can from a supply chain point of view to be of assistance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Doug. Appreciate it very much. I'll just stay right over.
Okay, so there you just saw that Doug McMillon himself was standing right beside the president during the time that he declared the national emergency for the coronavirus. And here we have the article on that, March 13th, 2020. Target CEOs join Trump in the national emergency declaration. The CEOs of Walmart, Target, and Walgreens joined President Donald Trump on Friday as he declared COVID-19, commonly known as the coronavirus, a national state of emergency, which paved the way for $50 billion in federal funds to address the outbreak. The president made the emergency declaration at a news conference in the Rose Garden at White House, where he was joined by Vice President Mike Pence, who is leading the Trump administration's coronavirus task force, as well as Walmart CEO Doug McMillon and Brian Cornell, chairman and CEO of Target. Both McMillon and Cornell met with Trump earlier in the day to discuss the pandemic, which is spreading across the United States and is expected to have significant impacts on the nation's food industry across the board. During the press event, McMillon pledged to keep Walmart's parking lots freed up with reserved space for testing of the coronavirus, while pledging to lend its support to assist with other preventive measures. When we got the call yesterday from the White House, we were eager to do our part to help serve the country, McMillon said, and given what we're facing, that's certainly important to do. We should all be doing that. That being said, I want to take a look at these new Walmart vests. Take a look at the back of those. Everybody notice those colors and the pattern that they're in? Kind of weird how they're suddenly changing it, right? Since they're all on the 2030 agenda, obviously, because look at that. It matches their vests. But for those of you who don't know what Sustainable Development Goals are, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015, provides a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, now and into the future. At its heart are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which are an urgent call for action by all countries, developed and developing, in a global partnership. They recognize that ending poverty and other deprivations must go hand in hand with strategies that improve health and education, reduce inequality, and spur economic growth, all while tackling climate change and working to preserve our oceans and forests. So there it is, guys. It's all about a one world government, new world order. They said it themselves. Alright, so clearly you see some similarities in Walmart's new logo for their vest and the new Sustainable Development Goals logo for 2030. Anyways, next you're going to see some videos on how Walmart is connected to FEMA and other government agencies. Also some videos of Walmart supposedly shutting down and turning into what people think are FEMA camps. And you're also going to see maybe some reasons why Walmarts would close all of them in the near future. Alright, so let's take a look at this.
Stores across the country suddenly closed, supposedly a result of plumbing problems, they said. Tonight, Hillsborough County Commissioner, who worked with Walmart for years, says he has plenty of questions. ABC Action News investigator Adam Walser joins us live with what he's learned. Adam?
Well, Brendan, in Midland, Texas, which until Monday was home to one of the top 10 busiest Walmart stores in the country, the city building official told me his plumbing inspector was sent away when he offered to help secure permits. While the company claimed to have plumbing problems, a longtime employee of a tax service located in that store said she never saw a plumber or an out-of-order restroom in 3 years. Now, this was the scene at the Brandon Walmart Monday night during a 5-hour store closing sale. That store pays more than $243,000 a year in Hillsborough County ad valorem taxes and collects many times that amount in sales tax revenues. The store appeared to have been fully stocked with perishables when the sudden closure was announced. Fresh cut flowers were on hand at the Tulsa store. The I-team has learned that no plumbing permits have been pulled in any of those cities. Permits in Midland, Texas showed that 70 plumbing fixtures were just replaced in an 8-week period 3 years ago. That store never closed during the renovation. Hillsborough County Commissioner Victor Chris says Walmart officials didn't even mention plumbing issues when they reached out to him to inform him that 400 people would lose their jobs.
After store closings in 2015, several observers noted that there was a ton of security outside and surrounding the Walmart stores. In fact, there was 24-hour surveillance. Later, FBI and Department of Homeland Security vehicles were photographed outside of the store. And not only this, but tanks, Humvees, and military helicopters were seen around these Walmarts. The stores were emptied of their contents, literally millions of products, and razor wire was erected around the sites. The pharmacies of these Walmarts were left open, and certain individuals who went in to fill their prescriptions took photos of the stores from the inside that were gutted, the walls not having any products on them. Now, it appears that Walmart is doing the same thing with at least 269 additional stores. One Walmart in Montana has already been transformed into a prison, while other Walmarts, including one in the state of Ohio, look like they have become detention centers. A video from 2010 posted by Janet Napolitano of the Department of Homeland Security proves that a relationship has existed between Walmart and the government involving Homeland Security.
Hi, I'm Janet Napolitano, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security begins with hometown security. That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately. Report suspicious activity to your local police or sheriff. If you need help, ask a Walmart manager for assistance.
Why Walmart, one of the biggest retailers in the world, is intricately involved in the DHS is a mystery. Number 5. What you may not know about Walmart might actually shock you. Walmart is an industry leader and pilot of biometric and RFID technology, becoming one of the first Fortune 500 companies to employ RFID throughout its supply chain. Back in 2012 and 2013, Walmart brought Solo Health stations into their store and announced that they were a part of an Obamacare initiative. What very few people took note of was the machine's ability to scan RFID chip technology. Specifically, it had an apparatus underneath the machine that was used to scan RFID chips and to collect huge quantity of data on individuals. An RFID chip was one method of activating the machine's memory, which allowed it to store data on literally thousands upon thousands of people who used it. The Solo Health machine has been under quiet production for many years, with Walmart as a pilot company testing out these machines. Much of what Walmart has done with Solo Health stations has gone under the radar. And in case you don't believe me, I want to read an article from an online publication called Modern Materials Handling. They document that Walmart and the Department of Defense have a long-standing partnership on RFID technology initiation. Going back to the early 2000s, this partnership was to track items as a part of the supply chain. This article goes on to speculate that RFID will be introduced on a much wider scale in 2016, and that RFID needs to be reinvented. Walmart and the Department of Defense have worked together on this. So was RFID just a project to track items, to track products in the store? Or perhaps was it for another reason, to track something else? Are Walmarts now transitioning to their true purpose?
Jeez Louise. Look at that. Cannons.
Center. Over here on the left, I just saw biggest helicopter I have ever seen. I have never seen so many Walmart trucks in one spot.
Looking over here at this closed Walmart at Pico Rivera, California. That looks like porta potties. I'm gonna look inside and see what they look like. Look like FEMA trailer porta potties. Mission Valley Sanitation. Reminds me of stuff I saw in Iraq. Yep. FEMA style stuff. Over here you see what appears to be NASA on one of their bins. Maybe that's a garbage company or something, but that's pretty strange looking. All the outside is closed off. You can't see inside. I walked up to the front and it's all black trash bagged, blacked out. There's some of the, obviously a security camera right there. They're keeping watch on their store, their permanently closed store.
This is Walmart Pico Rivera. Just want you to see. You can see in there completely empty. Completely empty in there. Those are the cash registers and nothing behind there. Absolutely empty. I don't know what's going on in there, but it's completely empty. That whole place is empty.
Hello, I make this video not a happy man. I'm at the neighborhood Walmart in San Jose, California. And this is what it has become. I did not want to believe it, but it's happening. Does this look like your friendly neighborhood Walmart to you? No. Anyone who knows anything about jail or anything about that knows what this is. That is a holding area. Oh, I'm not allowed to go past this line actually, because the security guard told me if I do, it links up to the San Jose Police Department and they will come here and arrest me. That's kind of weird for a Walmart that's not in use anymore. So let's go take a look at what they did to this neighborhood Walmart. And the way it's set up too is perfect. Look at, they got a security. Why would you have a security camera right here? Why is this needed? What? This obviously looks like some sort of an entrance that they're gonna have you coming in and out of. I mean, come on. Oh, God, just come on. Look at this. So as you see, this is the parking lot. This is where they're going to be busting you in. It's right off the 101.
Hello, YouTube community. I'd like to show you this. I found that it has the license plate for Arkansas, and as you can see, this is a Walmart disaster response team. This pretty much confirms that this,
like Walmarts, they have been at work for a long time, underground, building networks while no one's paying attention.
Some are called Jade Helm 15. While the military says it's just training soldiers for the realities of war, critics say the Army is preparing for modern-day martial law.
Reporting from the Springdale Walmart, or the closed-down Walmart in Ohio. I want people to notice I'm on the back side of the compound, and this wire runs a lot farther than just the old Walmart. It wraps all the way up around David's Bridal. Reporting from the Springdale, Ohio Walmart with the barbed wire on top of it.
This is their little complex. The sun's in the way. It's an underground facility. It's like a base. That's the top of it. Why in the hell does Walmart Supercenter need that? See the Walmart trucks? And I worked in this little white building here. See, it's like military style entrance, kind of like a FEMA camp. But I worked in this white building here, and I saw there's a tunnel. You can go from in that building to the underground facility.
After the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center and Pentagon, they apparently decided that they needed to have a bunker. There's a facility for the Walton family in case of an apocalyptic attack, a residence that they can live in and reside in case they had to do that. There's a helipad behind the facility back there where they can come in by helicopter, and there's satellite uplink dishes back behind the facility. And most of it is underground, as you can see. You can't really see much from the gate, which is all fortified.
5 Walmart stores across the country are temporarily closing, they say, for plumbing issues, and one of those stores is at Admiral M Memorial in Tulsa. Now, Walmart says these issues are so large they need 6 months to make these plumbing repairs.
Those associates and customers tell me they just can't believe it's a plumbing issue that's the real issue for the closing.
Do you believe it's a plumbing issue?
No, I don't.
Tonight surrounding the sudden closure of 5 Walmart stores across the country, including right here in the Bay Area.
And so, fast forward to 2015, and Walmart is currently under close scrutiny by many, with the mysterious and very suspicious closings of several Walmart stores across the country, allegedly due to plumbing. Many people are now beginning to connect the dots with regards to Walmart and their connection to the government. Their connection, partnerships, and joint ventures with various government agencies on record now, as well as contributions to the tune of at least $1 billion from the U.S. government.
So here's another interesting fact. Walmart has $25 million that they're putting towards the COVID-19 commitment. March 26, 2020, Walmart and the Walmart Foundation announced a $25 million commitment on March 17th to support organizations on the front lines responding to COVID-19. The money will be distributed in a series of grants, each furthering the capacity of organizations to help communities affected by the pandemic. And we all know that Homeland Security and Walmart are working together, and this has been known for years, but here's some more proof on that. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has enlisted a new partner in its fight against terrorism, Walmart. Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano announced the unusual alliance Monday on the department's blog and in a promotional video posted to YouTube. Homeland Security starts with hometown security, and each of us plays a critical role in keeping our country and communities safe, she said. This partnership will help millions of shoppers across the nation identify and report indicators of terrorism, crime, and other threats to law enforcement authorities. So the real question is, who are they considering terrorists? Our citizens? On March 26, the Walmart Foundation announced $10 million to 9 organizations that support food banks, schools, and senior meal programs. The organizations, though different, share an overarching goal: providing access to food for underserved populations, a mission taking on even greater urgency in response to the novel coronavirus. Organizations receiving a portion of the $10 million for COVID-19 response include, and then it shows a list of all of these foundations. And then it says, on March 21st, the Walmart Foundation announced a $5 million grant to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, a program set up by the United Nations Foundation to support the World Health Organization in the global effort to help countries prevent, detect, and respond to the novel coronavirus. The fund will enable World Health Organization to send essential supplies such as personal protective equipment to frontline health workers, enable all countries to track and detect the disease by boosting laboratory capacity through training and equipment, ensure health workers and communities everywhere have access to the latest science-based information to protect themselves, prevent infection, and care for those in need. Accelerate efforts to fast-track the discovery and development of life-saving vaccines, diagnostics, and treatments. The $5 million grant to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund is part of the $25 million commitment announced earlier this week by Walmart and the Walmart Foundation. This piece will update as additional grants are announced, detailing the amount and the organizations supported. Isn't that interesting?
It's America, right? Look what coronavirus has done to the planet. To America. Look at this. We got no food. I'm gonna show you how much food we don't have. There's some oxtails here that I guess nobody knows how to cook oxtail, but this ain't food right here. This is not food. That's why it's here. That's why that's there, because that's not food. But look at this, dude. Welcome to the new reality. People want to tell you that everything is fine. Does this look fine to you? Does this look fine? What is this? This doesn't even belong here. is going on here? Hold on. We're not even done yet. We're not even at the end of the no food yet. What is going on here? What is going on here, man? Hold on, we're not even there yet. You have not seen anything yet, dude. Hold on. Welcome to reality, dude. There's nothing to eat. People want to tell you that everything's fine. Don't panic. Don't hoard food. What are they doing? The motherfucking opposite. Hold on. This is where the milk is supposed to be at. Milk. No milk. Nobody wants goat milk. That's why that's there. But other milk, the milk, heavy cream, everything gone. Nobody is stocking up on whipped cream. We've got the little heavy whipping creams here, but the big ones are gone. What is this? What is this, half and half? Goat milk. That doesn't even belong there. Incredible. Look at this. Nothing. Nothing. What happened here? Nothing. There's supposed to be eggs. Like the eggs are like right there. Eggs gone. What are we supposed to eat? What do we eat? What do we
shopping. It's happening all over the country. Suddenly basics are running off the shelves and the most sought after item is toilet paper.
I've gone to 3 supermarkets and on the 3rd visit I finally found the toilet paper.
I'm curious why people buying so much toilet paper.
I just did a stockpile of just everything that's just basic to what I need.
I don't know why people are panicking the way they are. We die more from normal influenza than what's happening now. It's just crazy.
Crazy or not, Woolworths has now imposed a 4-pack per customer limit on toilet paper.
It's about making...
Alright, so with all the fighting going on and panic buying going on in the Walmarts, you can easily see how it would be likely that Walmart would run out of their essential items and thus have to close their doors. You don't believe me? You say, oh, well, they might be low on certain items, but they have a lot of other items in the store. Well, Walmart is already using that reason to justify closing their doors in hundreds of stores nationwide. So it could easily happen permanently in all of their stores, and who knows, maybe they'll convert their stores into something that looks like a place where you go and pick up your charity from FEMA or the military during this pandemic. Who knows what's going to happen. But here, you don't believe me? Take a look at this video here.
Long time, Walmart seemed like the unstoppable juggernaut of the retail world. But things haven't been looking so great for the retail giant. In fact, they just announced another round of closures. So what's going on with Walmart? And will it get better or worse? In 2016, Walmart purchased Jet.com and began aggressively expanding their online presence. Why? Because Amazon, that's why. The online retail giant was figuratively eating Walmart's lunch, so Walmart had to shift gears from a brick-and-mortar retail world to a digital one. CEO Doug McMillon told Business Insider that the resulting downturn in profits as they refocused their business was, quote, planned and expected. But it hasn't been all sunshine and roses. Industry experts say that Walmart has had issues figuring out how much to keep in stock to satisfy both online and in-store orders, often resulting in physical locations being either overstocked with unwanted merchandise or understocked on key goods. And considering the whole point of going to Walmart is to get all the vital supplies in one place, not having those items when customers need them is a big problem.
Amazon is now worth more than the nation's biggest retailer.
You know why? Wow. Because they sell sex toys, and Walmart can't or won't. Nobody else will tell you this, but that's the reason.
Okay.
According to Forbes, Walmart's image has been a major problem for them. Sure, they're known for low prices, but they're also known for leaning on small retailers, dirty, messy, and disorganized stores, a complete lack of training for employees, management that are out of touch, and some of the worst customer service this side of S-Mart.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Who the hell are you?
Name's Ash. Housewares.
In 2018, the U.S. government and President Donald Trump leveled a ton of tariffs on goods coming into the country from China. Hundreds of affected businesses appealed to the government for relief, but it's arguably Walmart that has been affected the most, as they import a slew of goods from Asia. According to the Washington Examiner, Walmart responded by absorbing as much of the cost as possible in order to keep their prices relatively level. That's good news for consumers, but bad news for Walmart's bottom line. With supply costs up 3.2%, their profit margin had declined severely. With so many of their brick-and-mortar locations struggling, Walmart has turned to rebranding and reformatting in order to try to find a more profitable business model. In 2011, for instance, they rolled out Walmart Express stores in urban markets across America. By 2014, though, the experiment was over, and those locations had instead been replaced by a new brand, Neighborhood Markets. Designed to compete with chains like Trader Joe's, neighborhood markets primarily sell groceries. But while Walmart had close to 700 neighborhood markets locations by 2019, they had also already closed more than 130 of them, with more closures announced. Maybe it will work out in the long run, but considering the massive costs associated with opening and closing store locations, trial and error seems like an expensive way to do business. Walmart isn't just closing down stores, though. Another metric of how much they are struggling is the fact that they aren't opening many new stores either. According to Yahoo Finance, Walmart had more than 3,500 supercenters in the U.S. at the beginning of 2019. Only 15 of those, though, opened in 2018, and only 10 new stores were planned for 2019. It seems that Walmart has reached market saturation, as every location that can support a store seemingly has one already. It's no wonder then that Walmart is reportedly focusing on overhauling or simply closing their existing locations. And they are also looking for different ways to expand. According to CNBC, Walmart has been buying up brands like Flipkart, Bare Necessities, and Eloquii, as well as partnering with corporations like Advance Auto Parts, MGM, and Humana. It's all part of a push to produce products in-house to reduce costs, just like their store closings. It's a tough call, but...
Now you see why Walmart would potentially close their doors nationwide permanently, and their reason would be that they cannot provide as much of the essential needs that we want to purchase, and they'll have an overflow of things that people aren't buying, like toys and other products that we just don't need. So there you have it, a commercial or news reel on why Walmarts would potentially close. And now we have this pandemic, so it's very, very likely it will happen. Anyways, in other news, The Atlantic posted an article about why martial law is likely to happen during this pandemic, and a lot of people are already, government officials, mind you, they're already getting prepared for this situation. Okay, so it reads, martial law would sweep the country into a great legal unknown. The prospect, while still remote, is not purely hypothetical in the current crisis, and the risk is great. The prospect of martial law, while still remote, is not purely hypothetical in the current crisis. Donald Trump has called himself a wartime president. His likely Democratic opponent in November, Joe Biden, describes efforts to stem the pandemic as akin to war. And last week, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, suggested that martial law is not necessary at this moment, implying that it may yet be considered. In a time of panic, statements like this naturally lead to questions about the authority of the president or state governors to deploy troops at home. Aware that the specter of martial law has arisen, Peter Gaynor, the head of FEMA, was at pains during the White House Corona Task Force press conference on Sunday to emphasize that the use of National Guard to help with the emergency is not martial law, quote unquote. And when Defense Secretary Mark Esper confirmed on Monday that President Trump had activated the National Guard in 3 states through Title 32, under which the state governors control the troops while the federal government pays for them, he emphasized that, quote, this is not a move toward martial law, as some have claimed, unquote. Okay, so basically you have a lot of people getting super suspicious and they're starting to ask questions, and basically the guilty ones that are involved, aka FEMA, they're basically putting their hands up and saying, no, this isn't the case, this isn't what we're trying to do, but ultimately, we shall see what will happen. It will unfold. The truth will unveil itself. They can't hide it. So, we'll see what the future holds for us. I want to go back and take a look at some of the FEMA coffins that we were hearing about years ago, and everyone was freaking out about it. There was people saying, no, those aren't coffins, but clearly they are. If you haven't seen any videos on this before, your lucky day is today. Here's a refresher course on those FEMA coffins, and then we will actually take a look at the company that is making them, their website. So also I want to add that it's pretty obvious now during this pandemic why FEMA would need all of those coffins, probably for dead bodies that of the people that would die during something like this, or for them to say that it was the reason that they died. We all know how the government is for depopulation. Anyways, take a look at these videos.
Okay. Alright guys, here we're investigating reports of FEMA's coffins in Georgia. Evidently FEMA's been stockpiling over 2 million coffins nationwide, plastic coffins. No one knows why, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it seems pretty creepy they would have coffins. And there they are. Now, at first glance, they look like chambers for septic tanks. Then, at second glance, you realize there's no trespassing sign that they have ends. Septic tank chambers do not have ends, and they are stacked pretty high. They're plastic. There are acres and acres of them. I don't know what the hell's going on. Why FEMA would invest in coffins? It's kind of a grim prognosis. That one's numbered with the number 12 on it. I don't know what that means. That one's number 11, stack 11. We can't get out and tape this because that'd be trespassing, but I could open my door at least. They seem to be at least 8 high. Seems to be about at least 9 acres of them all around the railroad tracks, so they can disperse them easily around the nation. Now, there are some theories that there are FEMA death camps all around the nation that these will be supplied to. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I saw some YouTube videos that seem pretty credible, but I'm still on the fence about that. But I'm gonna put this video on YouTube, and you guys give me reasons why FEMA should have coffins, and why would they have so many plastic coffins? What are they planning? It's just it's kind of mind-boggling. They've been making them for years, they say. And, let's see if we get some more footage. The place is called Vantage Products Corporation. We're on, what road are we on?
960 Crowell.
960 Crowell Road. Or 960 Almond. And Vantage, let's see, Vantage Products. They're all locked up, they got the lids there. It's a plastics company, I'm assuming, since they're all plastic coffins. It's a little creepy. I have a padlock on the gate right here. Huh. It's a little odd how they have them so close. You know, they have them right by the road. It's almost like they want someone to take them.
Alright guys, so this is the Vantage Products Corporation website that the guy had mentioned in the previous video. It's the company that has been producing those coffins for FEMA, and it's pretty clear that this is a death website. It's for coffins and ash containers. So it says, welcome. As death care professionals, we find ourselves in the midst of a changing landscape. We try to satisfy customers' desire to carry on tradition within the context of an increasingly changing society, appreciating how difficult it is to meet the requirements and wishes of today's consumer. We've put considerable R&D into providing products that surpass everyone's expectations. Even the most staunch skeptics become converts when they see all the advantages of our newest polymer-based technology. Vantage engineered products are 3 times stronger than steel by weight and completely non-degradable. That's interesting. So here are their different categories: Graveliner, Grayson, Air Seal Vault, Top Seal Vault, Oversized Vault, Cremation, Urn Vault, Memorial, Marker Base, Personalization, Dealers, Distributors, Dimensions. Oh, and they have different sizes. Wow. How about that? Oh, looky there. This is the classic FEMA coffin. State of the art, guys, for you and me. You know, because we're the ones they're after, by the way. Take a look at this. I mean, this is the exact coffins that FEMA are collecting, you know, basically for whoever they're going to be rounding up in the end times. It's non-degradable, 50-year warranty, obviously lasts longer than that. You know, I've heard that these things can last hundreds of years, so it's not surprising that they would produce something like this years beforehand and then proceed to roll it out years later after people have supposedly forgot about it. But guess what, man? I have not forgotten about this. It's actually fresh in my memory since the outbreak, and I had the urge to make this video about it. So here you go, guys. This is the FEMA Coffin Company. Yes, here it says, designs to last hundreds of years, 3 times stronger than steel, will not rust, will not crumble. You know, it's airtight, so the stink doesn't get out, I guess. I mean, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe, because I will be posting plenty more, and keep your eye out. God bless.